Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. We're live, right?
I would believe so.
What was that called? What Dolores Cannon does, what we do. What's it called?
Past life regressions?
Yeah.
Past life regressions, what else? Oh.
How long is that session? About 45 minutes?
45 minutes. Could last longer. Sometimes it lasted about 2 hours for some people.
Which means I need to block off time afterwards. 20 minutes?
Because sometimes it needs to go over, because otherwise not everything is cleared.
Category? I don't think we have a category for it. Don't have a picture right now.
Nope. We've changed a lot. Oh, hi. We're doing this and that conversations again. And this time it's not going to be deleted because I don't have any videos to share.
Severe Wonderthorn. Severe Wonderthorn.
Wonderthorn.
Wonderthorn. A severe Wonderthorn. What was that? Nathan Draw.
Nathan Draw.
God. Hi, beautifuls.
So one of those days again. Just
Boots.
wonderful, right?
Boots and Jennifer, and I see Deborah too. Welcome. Do
Hi,
we have
guys.
anyone on Facebook yet?
2. Me and one other person.
Okay, well, hello, other person. Session acknowledgement. I guess that's it.
So we wanted to do some card readings today. And a little bit of some information that was given. Like, I was just watching Doctor Who. More information's coming from Doctor Who. And did you know that there's two types of clones? Ooh.
Yeah, right?
That was some crazy information that the stars gave about those. It's kind of funny. The 2 different types of clones. You have the identical clones that look like the same person, right? Those are the clones that do not have the reproductive organs, that are not men or women. But then you have the other type of clones that do have the reproductive organs. Ooh. And those type of clones, you cannot... they are created in a way to where you cannot choose if they're a man or if they're a woman, but they are more like that person's child. Weird, right? I have a few clips that I want to share from Doctor Who, but that will have to be some other time where we can share it because, of course, BoobTube is not going to allow me to share that, but... What they do for the clone with the reproductive organ is that they take the DNA of a single person and they change it into a being. Now, it doesn't grow from a child, but it starts out at a certain age. I think it was like 12 and on. It cannot start as a child. Kind of like what we were talking about with Jason when... you have the spiritual conception of creating a child without actually conceiving, like sexually, like we do.
Yeah, I was told that there would be something that we rub between our hands with the other person.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Except with this, you only need one person to create that clone, and it becomes that person's child. It's really interesting what they shared with that. Hi, Baha.
Okay, I am going to have to get onto the computer to change the link.
Mm-hmm. Now, what did they share about that with the Land of the Clones? Isn't that where they made? Isn't that what the star said yesterday, or was it the day before when they were talking about it? I think it was the day before yesterday when they said that they used that technology over there in the Land of the Clones to create the children, and then they're able to conceive their own children after that.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Which is why you get a lot of people that look like each other but aren't each other. But they also do not have the energy wavelength to tap in like we do. Because we are born from both a male and female, two energies combined into one, which gives us even more power than what they have. Which is why they're not as... They don't use them for... What do you call that? Loosh or adrenochrome. Because they cannot produce it. Because you need both the male and female energies that the mother and the father give to that child to create the adrenochrome. They look like us, but aren't us. Now, the clones that we see here that are identical, kind of like Mr. T and his clones, and all these, kind of like that movie, The Island. What's funny is that those type of clones that are identical cannot live without the host. Hence why you see a lot of them kind of like wigging out, and then they die. It's because they have to be, what do they call that? They were in the cryotubes that actually transfer the memories of the main host into the clone. And the clone is able to tap into those memories, tap into everything, which is why you see them as them. Which is one reason why we haven't seen Mr. T's real body in real time in a very long time, and a lot of these other people. And when you get out of the cryotube, the clone must be in its own cryotube so it doesn't get destroyed. And there is a clip from Doctor Who about how that is created and what happens to the clone when they actually take Martha Jones out of the cryotube, and what happens to her clone. It just falls down and dies within minutes. What are you doing? Oh.
I'm trying to figure out how to get to the rest of my stuff where the menu is. Where's the menu?
Oh, I don't know.
Like it's just missing.
It is missing.
But if this is our acuity.
Add new. Oops. I don't know.
Okay. Well, keep talking while I work on this real quick, because we want to be able to give this to them.
I don't think that there was anything else that I was talking about. See, my mind is still trying to process a lot of this type of information at the moment. So, have you guys heard that DMV and the hospitals are all getting new, what do you call that? New systems put in. So we went to the DOL, which is the Department of Licensing, and they closed down their office for about 2 weeks, was it? 2 weeks, and they're starting a whole new system. And then I had to go get some blood work right after that. And the doctors were going through the system. I'm like, oh, is that a new system? That's weird. What's going on with that? They're like, oh, this is a new system that we've been having to deal with for the last 2 weeks. I'm like, oh. So something is really happening, and it's changing. They're changing things from the inside out at the moment. So that's really interesting to know. I'm wondering what is happening because you talked to the lady at the 911 driving school, and what did you say? You said that DMV is changing their system, and she said yes. Ours had to change to the same system, right?
Right.
Something like that. And you told her.
I said, call me crazy, but I think what's happening is because the world is changing, it's updating to go with that change, but it's also updating to capture corruption. And she said, based on what I'm seeing, I agree. I'm like, wow. That's pretty cool.
Right? And she's a young girl, too.
Yeah.
She was no more than 18, 19 years old. So people at that young age are starting to really wake up.
I don't get this. This is not the acuity scheduling I'm looking for. It's all leading me to the exact same spot. It's frustrating.
What do you mean by that, Lee? I thought they were twins, triplets, etc. Wakey, right? A lot of stuff is happening, like Dan Scabino, right? Is that what his name was? Dan Scabino?
The one thing that I showed you, or
the one that I showed you with Dan becoming the deputy director of the FBI. That podcaster.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm. Now I got it. Yes.
That Dan guy. That Danny boy. Remember when Trump said Danny boy? That's probably what he was referring to.
Excuse me.
If you think about it. Ooh. It's very distracting.
Ugh, I'm telling you.
Need it on this?
New one.
Bongino. There you go. Thank you, Melody. Dan Bongino. Yes. Things are going to start cracking down. I'm seeing a lot of TikToks where a lot of the political congressmen are starting to get arrested. So there's about 4 that I've seen so far. I don't recognize their names and I don't remember their names. 4 of them got arrested so far, all with insider trading. So Nancy Pelosi is most likely going to be next. Things are moving. What was the...
What?
I'm also hearing that the RV is going to be starting very soon, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed with that. I'm not holding my breath. But it looks like that so much is going to be happening in such a short time. Same thing.
Oh! Fuck! It was here the whole time.
Shh.
Do you love when that happens? Just have to open up the window more. Appointment types. There we go. That's under question.
So I can't edit it until afterwards. But what I can do is that we can send that link into the WhatsApp group. Because the WhatsApp link is already in the bio still. So if anybody would like to join the WhatsApp group, the link is in the bio. The link is in the description of the video, so if you guys want to join that, you guys can. We're going to be setting up some times and some days to share some video clips and stuff like that I find, which is so much fun. And even some Zoom calls so we can actually, what do you call that? Brainstorm about all this stuff together. I am going to be reading some oracle cards with, what do you call that?
There we go.
Some tarot cards, a mixture of the two. So what I'm going to be doing today is kind of like a test run. We're going to take a list of names, and the first person that I'm going to be reading, I would like you to type out a question.
Now, what kind of question do you want?
Any type of question other than "Am I pregnant?" type stuff. I don't want. Will I get pregnant? Probably.
Probably they can ask that?
They could probably ask that. They can ask, but I don't know how I'm going to be able to give them a different answer. It depends upon what the stars have to say with the cards.
Do you want political, RV, any of those kind of things, or do you want it more personal? So we have a client that contacts us and said, okay, this is what I'm doing. What was that? I submitted my paperwork. Oh.
It's my door.
Okay. I submitted my paperwork. How is it going to go? They ask questions like that. Kid pulls the cards, and it always goes, it's always gone. The way the cards have shown you, right?
Yes. Yes, it has. Exactly how the cards have always explained it to be, because it's said that there is going to be quite a few bumps and turns and scandals in between, and that's always happened with all of it. So basically, you guys can ask anything that you want. Just make sure that it is... No, scratch that. I will make sure that it is for your highest benefit. I will do my absolute best to make it your highest benefit. So I have Baha. Who else would like a reading? And Baha, be sure to type out a question. And Amy. Anybody else?
And you can let them know if you're going to change up the question.
What do you mean?
If they ask something about a specific something, and they want it a specific way, and you know that that's not how you work, then you can rephrase the question for them, or ask them to rephrase it.
Okay, and 777.
Okay.
Avatar. So Amy is going to want to know if I am trying to manifest weight loss and financial abundance this year. Will it happen? Yes, I do. We do remember Amy. It's been a long time.
So, okay, Amy's on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So Linda as well.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and get started with Baja's question. Do you see it?
I see it.
Do you need this moved?
Yes, please.
One question, Faha. Which one do you want? Do you want it about your husband or about your health? You gonna do it about her husband?
She wants her husband. Okay, so Baha, what I'm feeling is that you and your husband are holding on to that information of the MRI. What I need you to do is to let go of whatever that story is, because you are not simplifying the matter, you're making it worse. Holding on to what it could be. Kind of like what I did with my cancer. Kind of like holding on to it, and it made it worse and worse and worse until I'm like, you know what? I just need to let it go, right? You need to let that go. Because what you have is you have the Six of Pentacles, the Star, and the Four of Pentacles upside down. So the Six of Pentacles is all about clarity, generosity, employment, community. So things are going to be coming together. But the Four of Pentacles upside down is that you need to let go, and you are overspending your energy on the thoughts that what it could be. So you have no control of what the MRI is going to be showing. So you need to let that old story go and have the faithfulness of the Star card, which is upside down saying faithfulness. Don't hold on to the discouragement that you are feeling, the insecurity, because that will bring the despair. You need to bring you need to simplify your life, simplify your mind, simplify your thoughts. Life is meant to be simple and easy. Don't let superficial energies distract you from your true essence. Simplicity and purity will lift your spirit. So you and your body, your husband and his body are all made up of stardust. You need to sprinkle that stardust upon that information of what you truly desire. Your bones are of crystal, which is why we are going into the crystalline body. They've been saying it on TikTok for a while that our teeth are crystals, and our teeth are what? Our teeth are bone, and our bones are what? Our bones are crystal, which means that you can regrow bone, you can regrow every cell within the body. You need to be able to communicate what you truly desire. So let go of that MRI and just see it as the information that is needed to be able to change up the story to your highest benefit. I sure am holding on to the thoughts. Yes, letting go now. Perfect. Wonderful. So, the God that is coming into your experience. The Demeter Demeter. Number 8. Introvert. Ears of corn. Torch. The beloved daughter of Core. A maiden, beautiful, grave, mature woman in material mode. Let me see, what is she here for? Maternal love, caring, fertility, multiplication, sacrifice, genetics. So this god here, or goddess, I'm sorry, is here all about the sacrifice, genetics, research. That which is hidden, mysterious, or paranormal. She is going to be helping you to create what is needed to be able to tap into the genetics of what is happening within the body and allow her to change whatever's happening. You need to let her do her job, because if you're thinking too much, you're stopping her from doing her job, which is trying to help you out. So I sense that everything is going to be just fine, Baja Girl. Everything is going to be just fine. So we have Amy now. Mm-hmm. See what we have for you.
Wow, we haven't done card readings for people in a while. This is exciting.
This is something different.
Mm-hmm. And it's really great that they have questions. So I wrote down Jason, come up with a question and post it. And Chickadee, same with you. Because he's doing the card readings, he's pulling the cards on your question.
Interesting. You also got the 6 of Pentacles. You don't have enough trust in yourself, Amy. You have the 10 of Swords upside down saying mistrust, escape, ruin, surviving. You're in survival mode, but there is some really good outcome with this. Overcoming defeat. You will overcome that defeat that you are feeling at the moment, but you need to let go of that mistrust, because if you can't trust yourself, how can you trust another? How can you trust another if you don't trust yourself? So you're going to have to trust those inner guidance system, whatever that you are following from whatever's here. Stop following from whatever's up here. Allow Source to guide you. Authenticity attracts. You have the authenticity attracts. So, authenticity, being authentic, attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones. When you stay true. You naturally filter out those who don't align with your path. So, there is someone within your experience that could be sabotaging your manifestation of trying to get back into shape. And that someone doesn't have to be physical. That somebody could be what this King of Pentacles is trying to say, which is upside down, saying broke, greedy, extortionist, corruption. So there is some sort of corrupt way of corrupt energy coming into your experience, which is making you make choices that shouldn't be there. So you need clarity. You need to be more generous with yourself. Accept any charity that comes into your experience from the 6 of Pentacles. Accept any charity, having the generosity, your own generosity, be generous with yourself. Employment, so could it be somebody that she hired? Could it be somebody that she knows that's feeding her the wrong information? community, bring back a sense of self, your...
Do you have a question, 777?
Like what we all go through. You got the deer card. Amy, you got the deer card. This is your spirit animal saying gentleness and diplomacy. Being more gentle with yourself and being more diplomatic with your choices. So, once you get rid of that broke, greedy, extortionist, and corruption, everything is going to start working out just fine with the manifestation. My inner guidance system has gone silent lately, which is bothering me. So, I command forward my inner guidance system to reactivate, and I ask you to move me forward in the right direction that aligns with my highest desire. There you go.
So Baja's done. Amy, 777 wants a general reading. Is that all right?
A general reading?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So whatever comes up. Then we have Linda, Jason, and Chickadee.
Baja, one more thing. Just like what Dolores Cannon says, and this goes for everybody, it's not the need and it's not the want. Kind of like what we talked about last Wednesday. It's not about the need. It's not about the want. It's about, I already have. So when you're talking about the MRI, my husband's MRI is already perfect. My cancer's already gone. It's not what you need, it's about what you want, what you already have. Okay, so 777, general reading.
General reading.
General reading.
Can you guys thumbs up, share, let people know that we're live if they have, it would be neat if they could see what we're doing and even participate.
Well, you got the Fool card. Bit of playfulness, innocence, adventure, spontaneity?
Spontaneity?
Spontaneity. Thank you.
Spontaneity.
Sort of. I kind of feel that there is a being within your experience that is acting the fool, bringing a sort of what do you call that? A distraction. The fool is also used as a distraction. So there is a distraction within your experience energetically, which is causing the mentality to be able to falter, which is causing your spirituality to kind of shut down a little bit because everything is coming in, everything is new. All of these new frequencies, emotions, vibrations is coming in all sorts of different ways, which is kind of, how do you say that? How do I describe that? Okay, give me a little bit more information. Confusion. I'm getting a lot of confusion. Well, it's not the word confusion. What is that word? It's kind of like remembering but not remembering. It's kind of like it's there, you know who you are, you know what you need to do, but there's that confusing energy, that new kind of wired in frequency that is bleeding into your experience, making you remember things that you haven't done in this life. So I would say that you have a lifetime that's coming into your experience, which is making you forget the fool, making you feel the fool. So you have the Seven of Cups, which is all about opportunity, fantasy, illusions, and decisions. So you have a decision that needs to be made. Look at that. So a decision that needs to be made, and these decisions are in the forms of illusions. These decisions are also in the forms of being shown to you and fantasies. And guess what just came into your experience? Something that just got locked in. It's called the Galactic Federation. You got a team like this that has just tapped in. Collaboration, meetings, community. So you're hearing a lot of these different frequencies, a lot of these different energies, and it's creating that so-called confusion. So you need to kind of quiet down the room to be able to hear what each one is saying. So you're, all these people, these star beings are all talking at the same time. You need to tell them to shut the F up. I need to listen to you guys one by one is what I am suggesting. And that right there is going to help you with encouraging yourself. How do I say that? Encouraging yourself to remember who you are. You are the leader of this pack. You are the leader of the group that has just tapped in. So, be the leader that you are. And didn't you get a message before from us saying that you need to be the leader? I think it was you.
Okay, so that was Avatar. Okay, next is Linda. Linda, let me find her question. Linda has a question about her city.
The councils, right?
Yeah. Will the city council in my city on Vancouver Island be replaced with people who have the best interest for the people?
Duh. But when? That's a whole other question.
Do you need more light?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Well, yes, most definitely. There is going to be some upheavals, of course. The full card. Look at that. You also got the full card. There's going to be a lot of upheaval. So there's going to be like a fight, you could say, not physically, but kind of like a family feud with inheritance. You know those family feuds with inheritance? Where they're like, I'm fighting for this, I want this. Well, that's kind of like what I'm getting, because you got the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is all about wealth, inheritance, fortune, family tradition. So, yes, there is going to be a fight for the seats. There's going to be a fight for the councils. But through that, there's also going to be the isolation. There's going to be a loneliness. Misfit. Also lost your way from the Hermit card, upside down. So there's going to be a lot of upheaval through this transitioning of from one power source to another power source. So basically, you are going to have to stand strong and know that a lot of people in the community are going to be looking for strong people to look towards, because everybody's going to want those seats. Go ahead.
I do not have the deets about this information, but one of our friends has volunteered to, how did she word it? Hang on one sec, I'm going to get that right. Intern governor for the Republic. She volunteered for that. And so things are happening. I was like, really? You could do that? But, yeah. So, thanks for the virtual hug, Sonia. Huggy's back. But that's pretty exciting, and that goes along with what Kidd was saying about the transition and people stepping up into positions until it's made permanent, or they're just an interim until someone permanent comes in. So very exciting.
Well, the god that came through was Pan, the tutor. Upright, the growth element, lessons to be learned relating to ecology and the complex web of life that exists on this planet, of which mankind is an integral part, the instinctive rather than the logical or intuitive aspect of human psychology. Like I said, they're going to be fighting kind of like inheritance-wise for the seats. Call upon the vegans, solitude, independence, and peace. So, just be strong, as all of this is going to be happening through this transition. There's a lot of people that's going to feel lost, confused, not knowing what's going to happen. So just, you have to be one of the strong ones. She said, yes, it's a clown show, and several are controlled counselors at the moment. WF, I believe.
So next, that was Linda, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Jason is next, and Jason wants a general reading.
Regarding health? Is that what that says?
Well, that was what Jason was thinking of asking for, but then there's an update, general reading. So I would imagine that trumps the health.
Trumps, of course.
Lee says, Canada, you're part of U.S. now, right? Greenland, Canada, and Mexico was part of U.S. up until 1942. But you are back to being... They just haven't announced it yet. That's very exciting, Lee. I have not heard that. I heard it going to be happening, but I didn't know that it already took place. That's exciting. You're welcome, Linda. So we have Chickadee, and then we have Frank after Jason. Jason, you're on stage. Right, Jennifer? It's so true. Lots.
So, okay. I don't know what's going on, Jason, but there seems to be some grief and some trauma that's coming up, and a lot of depression. What are you holding on to? Because you got the Three of Swords, and this is all about the the heartbreak, trauma, grief, and depression. So I don't know about the heartbreak, but I know about the trauma, the grief, and the depression. So the 7 stages of grief, which is causing overly critical thinking, being pessimistic, allowing the manipulation to happen within your experience. I know that you're not manipulative, but you attract it. From the Queen of Swords upside down. And the Queen of Swords is all about overly critical, pessimistic, manipulative, and rude. So there is something happening that is causing disharmony, apathy, refuse to learn, making mistakes. From the 3 of Pentacles upside down, which is causing, well, not causing, but there is a light at the tunnel from the Star card. Hope, rejuvenation, faith, spirituality. So all of this is relating to the spiritual aspect of things. What are you holding on to? Much love. A lot of love, but no one to share it with? Well, you are like a golden retriever, loyal to a fault. Loyalty, sincerity, unconditional love. So you have that loyalty, but people are taking much advantage of you. Yes? Oh, yes. Jason. You got a new chapter card. And this says, when things seem to be falling apart, be aware that things may be coming together in new ways that suit the next phase of your life even better. Exactly what we all talk about, which is when you break a bone and your bone mends, it becomes stronger. Right? Mm-hmm. So same thing with all of this that's happening, even though that your loyalty is being tested, your sincerity and unconditional love are being tested almost every second of every day by allowing all these overcritical, pessimistic, manipulative, and rude energies to come into your experience to test you all these times. You need to be able to take this trauma, this grief, this depression, and the rest of the love that you can muster up and fight back. Remember that saying, with great power comes great responsibility, right? Well, you have a great power, and it is your responsibility to hold on to this power. So the goddess that is coming into your experience to help you to fight back is the goddess Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. Now, there are 5 different types of goddesses named Artemis, from what I understand, but they all share the same view. They all share the same view of putting one first, thyself first. Because if you don't put yourself first, how can you put everybody else after you? Because if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of others, right? Which is why they're called the goddesses of the hunts. When you fight back for what you believe in, you won't experience heartbreak. So, whatever that is happening, you need to flip and change that new chapter. Be loyal to yourself. And yourself first. And then you could be loyal to those afterwards that have, what do you call that? Earned. That has earned your respect. That has earned your loyalty. And that goes physically, mentally, spiritually, energetically. There is a video floating around on TikTok where it shows people exchanging energies by being just really close, and you can see the energy is actually attaching to each other. And that is what's happening on a daily basis when you're even just walking next to someone. Okay. What does that say? He says, your eyes pink, heart-shaped, eyes pink, heart-shaped, eyes pink, heart-shaped.
And then it says, heart-shaped hand, purple blue teeth, face red smiling. I wonder where they get those. That's really cool.
I don't know, but that's awesome.
Maybe it's in here. Oh, it is. So you have to press that in the chat.
Okay. It doesn't show it on this.
No, it doesn't.
So it must have been a new update. That's interesting. That's awesome. So that was Jason. Basically, put yourself first. Love thyself first. Be loyal to yourself. And call upon Artemis, the goddesses Artemis, to be able to fight by your side, because she is there to help you to move forward in this, whatever that is happening within your experience. Okay.
So, all right. Jason's done. And then now is Chickadee. And her question revolves around a job.
Getting a job?
Chickadee. Laugh out loud. No. Chickadee. Where's Chickadee? Question about job. That's it. That's all she put.
Okay. You get one. No, it's fine.
Blossom. So, Kidd had cancer. If you've never been on our shows before, we shut down our show for about 1.5 years, right? Because you went on a cancer journey. He was stage 4. It was everywhere.
Literally.
It was in the blood, so it was from his toes to the tip of his head. And
to the ends of my itty bitty hairs.
Yeah. So, there's a lot that we learned.
Sorry. Go ahead. There was a lot that we had to learn.
There was a lot that we did learn. And cancer needs to be dealt with in different ways depending on the type of cancer. For Kidd, we did all the green stuff, right? Going green, eating fruit, all the raw vegetables and stuff. And it was not making enough of a dent. So then he had to have the chemo. And that first chemo opened up all your energy chakras, right?
Yes, it did. Oh my goodness gracious, that was crazy.
Yeah, we never expected something that was so
toxic.
To do that. But we have to be very sensitive to the path that we're supposed to take. And we were very, very against it because we know it was toxic. What we learned was that they will use anything for the good. And so he was on a lot of antiparasitics, but he wasn't on enough because the information was just beginning to come out. So there's an amount of antiparasitics and a certain type of antiparasitics that you should be on to combat that, because on our website, the WordPress, we have video of a doctor. She was diagnosed with 4-stage cancer, and that started her going down the rabbit trail. And she talked to a company in Germany who focused on parasites. And they said, what does cancer look like under a microscope next to parasites? And they said it was exactly the same thing. So she started on the antiparasitics, and she talks about that. It's about a 30-minute video up on that website. And she's combating it. So now our whole family and our pets are all on antiparasitics because by this time, it's all in the organs and in the muscles. They've just gone everywhere, and there's different stages of them. So on and off to let them hatch and kill them, let them hatch and kill them. Hi, Pixie. So we can definitely walk you through it and talk you through it. Be happy to do that. And use our intuitiveness to help guide you. But your intuitiveness is what we want to focus on, to where you're being led. And we will give you that strength and support as you need it. Okay, so Chickadee, you got a reading for her?
Yeah. Very compassionate, very caring, affectionate, and super friendly. But that's not going to land you a job, right? Or it could. But
I was just thinking that.
Okay. Shh. Thank you. So you have the number 20 card, the Judgment. Look at that. Now it's upside down, which gives it even more power. That you have no self-awareness, doubt, self-loathing, and ignoring the calling. In a way. There is that self-doubt. There is a little bit of the self-loathing. Now, you may disagree with that, but what do your micro-thoughts think? Any little thought that has a negative meaning against yourself is a form of self-loathing. I suck. Or even just your mind saying you suck is a way of self-loathing. Did you know that? Because it's your mind that is actually it's actually traveling through your mind, but it's your cells picking it up going, oh yeah, she does suck. So in a way, it is a little bit of self-loathing, but also there's no self-awareness. You have no self-awareness at this moment of those micro thoughts. So the thing that you need to work on right now to be able to manifest that job that you are desiring right now, that you are needing, that you are wanting, is by using the Dolores Cannon method of you already have it, for one, and two, not catching those micro thoughts, but you are rewiring your mental blueprint. You are rewiring your brain to shut down the pathways of those micro thoughts. Now, what are micro thoughts? Micro thoughts are the smallest little thoughts that travel through your brain that your subconscious and consciousness does not pick up. Because you don't think it, it just there and gone. That's a micro thought. Nobody talks about these micro thoughts. Well, you're now hearing about these micro thoughts. You need to cancel out those micro thoughts. And how do you cancel out those micro thoughts? Brain, I am rewiring you to cancel out any type of neural pathway that travels with those micro thoughts. Cells, I am commanding you to catch every micro thought that is there and abolish it, because that is not the thought I want you to keep. You command every cell within the body, kind of like what Lee said earlier, you command every cell in the body to eliminate anything and everything that you don't want it to possess. Every cell in the body is kind of like every person on this world. You tell it to do a certain thing, and it must listen to you, because just like how we listen to our creator, their creator, which is you, has to listen to you, right? So command it into a personalized law for your body to listen to what you desire it to be. So, you got the Two of Wands saying planning for future. Exactly what I just said. Command your cells to do what it needs to do, right? Traveling, decisions, wanderlust. Use all those type of informations to be able to create what you truly desire within your body. And this goes for everybody that's here. Everybody needs to do this with their micro thoughts, because I've already done this with every cell in my body. Is I command you cells to eliminate all micro thought energies out of your existence, and what do you call that? Shut down any neural pathways that the micro thoughts travel. I now shut down every neural pathway that my micro thoughts travel. And I now command every cell in my body to look out for and eliminate any micro thoughts that are not here for my highest benefit. Now, as for getting a job, it is your birthright to get whatever that you desire. Birthright. It is your birthright to get whatever that you truly desire. And call upon Theseus, the hero Theseus. 19. Who is Theseus? Thrift, acidity. I've
never seen that word before. Assiduity.
Assiduity. Ass. No.
Ass. That's the first word I saw out of that. Aciduity.
Oh, I like that, Jimmy. That's
that?
awesome. Cell theory. I really like that.
I've never seen that word before.
Me either.
Assiduity.
It's like continuity, but with acidity.
Assiduity. Well, the other words here are thrift and practicality. And
so it's like assumption.
A down-to-earth person who is good with money and able to convert most of life's contingencies into practical terms of reference. So that should give an idea of what...
Pretty much assumptions.
Assumptions make you an ass.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, this is
deadly.
the opposite of assumptions. It's like using assumption for like a soul. I assume. No, I don't know.
Okay. That was good.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Oh, Carrie, thank you. Pay close attention to what you are doing. Assiduity.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. That. So, he will that you.
Oh my goodness. That was a deep chuckle. Or constant.
Oh, okay. I'm having way too much fun today. I'm sorry, you guys.
No apologizing. That's good.
So, the reverse side of Thesis is boorishness, idleness, stubbornness, dourness.
Witness?
Dourness.
What?
Dourness. Dour. Dour. Dour.
Can I see? No, I've not seen that word before either. Dourness.
Me either. These are some... That.
Alexa, what's the I missed
something. Can you say it again?
Yes. Alexa, what's the definition of dourness? DOURNESS.
Dourness refers to a serious, gloomy, and severe attitude or feeling.
Oh, that's interesting.
Severe attitude or feeling.
Gloominess.
Gloominess. Dourness. Whatever. Yeah, that.
Wow, Carrie, you know all this stuff. That's impressive.
She must be a teacher.
English teacher.
A mythical arts teacher. Oh, wow. Basically, what this card reading is saying, that you are going to get what you truly are birthrighted to get. And you're going to be placed in a position where you are most needed, as long as you become more self-aware, get rid of that doubt, abolish that cell theory, and stop ignoring the callings. So yeah. Okay, who's next?
Yes, Jennifer, a scholar. That's correct. That's a better word.
Not a teacher, a reader. That's awesome.
And Jennifer calls her a scholar. I would agree.
I would agree. I would agree.
You scholar, you. Love it.
So, Frank, right?
Yeah, Frank.
And Frank wanted to talk about his first. I read it. He had 2 vibrations before he goes to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Right here. Kid, I get 2 buzzes just before I drop off to sleep. First one lasts 2 seconds. Second one lasts 1 second. Is this communication or something with the nerves?
Cell theory again. This time I wouldn't say it's micro thoughts, but
Could it be related?
notice how it went from 3, 2, 1. 2 buzz, 1 buzz, 2 second, 1 second, and then drift off to sleep. It's the 3, 2, 1 method. Basically kind of like a knock at the door, and the door opened and you fell asleep. So, like when you go to an apartment building, you can hear the bzzz, bzzz, right? Mm-hmm. There's that. Let's see what the cards have to say, because there is something deep within there, within what's happening, especially with what's been happening to you, Frank, lately.
It's amazing.
It's it goes deeper than just getting a house call. He's actually making that 5th dimensional house call.
Frank, that's incredible. It really is. So after Frank, I have Blossom Bottom, Boots, and Carrie.
All right, so
Oh, Carrie says that is like an escort to dreamland. Well, remember Diane, our admin, she gets those when she eats certain types of foods. Is that different than what Frank is describing?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm getting it's more high dimensional
Okay.
than physical. Even though the physical could have a part to play in it, but I really doubt it has anything negative to do with his body. I get Morse code sounds in my ear at times, and usually at night when falling asleep.
That's amazing.
So you have the Six of Swords upside down saying bumpy transition, trouble coming, slow healing, refusing to change. Well, I don't sense anything negative with that card with you, Frank. But the slow healing, yes. There is a healing that's happening within your body and it's happening at a slow pace. So you are healing. It's just happening at a slower pace than what it should. Trouble coming. There's always trouble coming. But what is coming?
Jennifer, if you beam up somewhere, come get me. Take me with you.
Bitch, you better not leave me behind.
You want to go to
If
the
you
ship
do,
too?
I will haunt you for the rest of your life. No?
Oh, rightly, Mr. Roboto, domo da domo.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yeah.
Domo. Domo. Oh. Oh. Okay, Prometheus was what again? Scholar, Titan, friend of mankind, handsome, grave, cunning, mature. Interesting. Upright meaning a lawyer or intercessor. Help from the outside. Social awareness and welfare. Liberalism, patronage of sciences and creative arts. So there is something that is happening within his body, which is creating those sounds, those buzzing sounds, as in kind of like a door opening. Mm-hmm. You know when on Star Trek or Star Wars or even Doctor Who, when the door opens, it goes,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like what this buzzing is. It's a door probably opening.
That's interesting.
Kind of like what the stars just said in the beginning, where it's the apartment building, you hear the bzz, 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 the door's opening. You are going to need more nourishment from the cow card. You got the cow card saying nourishment, abundance, asking, receiving. So there is going to be a little bit of nourishment that you're needing
Is that
physically.
spiritual nourishment or physical?
Physical, spiritual, could be all three of the physical, spiritual, and mental aspects. Mm-hmm. Because all this buzzing, all this stuff that's happening is creating questions. And what are questions? Questions are forms of doubts. Forms of unknowing, which create what? Micro thoughts of what?
Wait a minute.
Doubt.
Wait a minute. Are all questions that, or
Not
just
all,
okay? So
but our bodies vibrate and have a certain frequency about it that even just a regular question because of the old programs always brings a doubt.
so watch out for that then.
Always watch out for
Watch
that.
out for that, Frank.
Always. Every single person. You can ask the question in the most highest dimensional frequency way and with the greatest, biggest intention ever and still have a doubt.
Remember what the stars taught. This hasn't come up in a while, but they taught you get the right answer when you ask the right question. So it's how you pose the question and make sure you're asking it right, correctly.
But remember, the stars have always said, always change the question mark into an exclamation mark. Because the question mark goes from the dot, up, around, and back down. So the energy always goes up, around, and back down with the question. Mm-hmm. An exclamation is always up and down. Straight, full answer. Straight, full energy from top to bottom, not yeah.
So give an example of a question that you changed to an exclamation.
You can ask a question kind of like, will I ever? Kind of like chickpea, chickadee. Chickadee's question, am I going to get a job sometime soon? You could just say, I already have a job. I already have a job.
Okay, so that goes from a question to an exclamation.
Exactly. So instead of asking the question, am I going to have a job? Nope, I already have a job. So give me some information about that. Instead of asking, can I have information about that? So give me information about that.
So you're not a pauper. You're not a beggar. You're not a slave. You are the captain of your ship. So captains don't say, where should we go now?
Can you please put up the mast?
Yes.
Can you please go clean your bedroom? No.
It is, you are in a position of authority.
So the question mark goes, right? When exclamation marks are straight to the point. Ooh, think about that. Straight to the point with what you desire. Straight to the point. I already have a job, so give me more information. That is a question without using
the question mark. That makes sense. Does that make sense to you, Frank?
So you have the strength card, the number 8, the strength card, which is all about the inner strength, the bravery, compassion, and focus. You need to bring more focus to those points right there. Your inner strength, bravery, and compassion. Compassion with what? Compassion with you. Compassion with everything that you are creating. Compassion. Bring compassion. Because as you are changing your question marks to the exclamation marks of going from weavy energy to straight to the point, you are going to be facing, and this goes for all of you, you are going to be facing people going, oh, he's so demanding. No, it's not about being demanding. It's about being brave and focused upon the point of what is needed.
So Frank says, thanks, Candi and Kidd. That explains the weird feelings I get.
And then there's also the sacrifice, release, pause, and new perspectives of the Hangman card, saying that there's going to be new perspectives. You just have to pause while you're waiting for that information and release the old ways of sacrificing. But that is going to bring that bumpy transition, because while you're changing from that question mark to the exclamation mark, people are going to be, what do you call that? Not liking that new transition of you, because you're no longer being able to be controlled.
Or manipulated.
Mm-hmm. Because now you're being straight to the point. No, I didn't want it this way. I want it this way. Get it done. Okay, Blossom, right?
Mm-hmm. Blossom bottom, and did I already tell you what Blossom wanted? Just a minute, I'm looking it up. My health, not in good position, Cancer. I will never give up. Good for you, babe.
Good.
Okay, so she wants a reading on that.
Well, it's going to be great news, because you got 3 of Cups, friendship, joy, celebration, merriment. Knight of Pentacles is all about perspective, conservative, patient, attentive. So be attentive with the energies. Protective, conservative. Wait, what did I call that? I didn't call that protective. I called that something else. Attentive? No. That's weird.
So you were given something that was off the card?
Yeah, that was weird. I saw that as something else.
So what'd you say?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, maybe someone else does.
Interesting. Well, celebration is in order. And merriment, friendship, joy, energetic, optimistic, natural leader, loyal. It's going to feel like that you're going to be walking on a bed of coals. It's kind of like it's going to be a testing period for you, Blossom. You are going to be tested in many different ways. Now, your body will heal, and it's going to heal. And yes, have that mentality of never giving up. Good on you. Keep that. That is amazing. But there are going to be some trials and tribulations coming into your experience, and you are going to feel unprotected. So you need to be patient with yourself, and two, know you are protected. Don't think you are protected. Don't say you're protected. Know you're protected. There's a difference. Kind of like the hot coals, yes. It's going to feel like that mentally. Not physically. You're not going to like walk on those hot bed of coals, but I'm using that as a reference that's what it's going to mentally feel like, that you're walking on like glass, broken glass. It's a waiting game. Kind of like what we had to go through. Ours was a waiting game with these ups and downs of trials and tribulations of walking through the cold, walking on broken glass. It's going to get tough. But I had to learn to know I was protected, to know that I was going to get through with that, to know that I was being guided in the right way to do what my body needed. So that's where you need to get to. The Wasp card saying anger, retaliation, jealousy. A lot of that's going to come up because it came up with me, especially the jealousy. Being stuck in bed, not being able to do anything, watching you and Dad walk around the house, do stuff around the house, watching all these people being able to go outside and do whatever that they were doing while I was freaking bedridden and couldn't even walk to the freaking bathroom without collapsing of not being able to breathe. I couldn't even take a step. So I'm not saying that it's going to get that tough for you. What I'm saying is that all these emotions are going to be coming up into your experience, Blossom. And you're going to have to use your name. You need to bottom them out. And then blossom your mental aspects and your spiritual aspects into something that is going to... What do you call that? Flower into something beautiful. This, like what Lee says, do not accept it. Do not create it. Do not say you have it. I had to start learning how to not say I have cancer. Mm-hmm. I had to learn how to not say I have this, I have that. I is the most dangerous letter in the alphabet, if you think about it. Me, myself, and I, right? But it's also the most strongest letter in the alphabet of how it's used. I am already healed. I am 100% already healed, and I command every cell within my body to eliminate every cell that is not here for my highest benefit. Now, what Candi and I were learning And what she's learning how to do is remember, cancer is what? A living organism. Parasites are what? A living organism, which means that they have what? They have light in their body. So if you take out the light body, you destroy the body itself. So you look to the inner cells of your blood or wherever that it is, and I would just say the blood because it's everywhere. If you have the big C, then it is everywhere in your body. Trust me, it just is. So you want to look for that light and pull it out. Just close your eyes and imagine yourself pulling these strings of light out of these cells, out of all these cells. And then you grab more strings and you pull those out of your cells. And then you throw them away. You give them to your guides. All right, guides, here, take these and get rid of them. That is what this is here for.
So, who was it? Tippins. He was given just months to live as well, and he started taking the dog dewormer. I forgot the name of it. I have it downstairs if you need it. But it's fenbenzidol. So if you take that and ivermectin, it cured him.
So one of our good friends comes up to us and asks us all the time, how can I overcome this problem? And you know what the stars remind him all the time? Almost every single time? You need to get your energy higher than what is there. Whoever is there in the room with you or wherever that you're going, whatever store that you're going to, you tap in, you see what energy level that they're at, rate it between 1 and 100. And if it's at, let's say, 42, you just see the number 42, you're like, okay, I need to raise my energy level higher than 42. And you watch your energy level heighten. It's like getting into an elevator and pressing the number 100 and going to the 100th floor, and then you get there. You raise your energy level higher than what's there. Same thing with all this. You got to raise the bar. You got to raise your bar higher than what is there. And what this card says is when you set higher standards for the people and situations in your life, you create space for new levels of joy and abundance. Rise above old patterns. Rise above old energy levels. Whatever energy level that's there, get your energy level higher than that. All right, so that was Blossom. Now Boots, right? What is
Yes.
Boots what?
About the golden children. Let's see.
Oh, that's interesting.
What are your guys' thoughts on the golden children? I don't know that he's asking for a card reading. He might just be asking our opinion on that. I have no idea.
Those children are not even are born, but they're not awakened yet. Because you have many different levels of different children that are going to be for different aspects. So, it's kind of like groups. You have the star seeds, right? You have the seed children. You have the bone children. You have the gold children. You have the diamond children. You have the dust children. You have all sorts of different groups for different children, kind of like groups of different angels.
Keep going. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get our pan curd.
I think this next group of awakeners are what you're referring to as the golden children. Because we already awakened the seed, right? The star seed children. And then the crystal children. And now I believe we're going into the golden children, kind of like the golden age. So there's all sorts of different groups that are awakening at different times that are going to be trained for different things. Kind of like Gen Xers, Millennials, Gen Zers, and then whatever's after that. I've never heard of them either. This is my first time hearing about them, but I'm getting that that is part of different groups. It's very interesting. I think that's the next wave of awakeners that should be coming up, Boots. Kind of getting kind of like the warrior children. The warriors. Interesting. So, have you guys seen Percy Jackson and the Olympians? If you guys haven't seen it, Percy Jackson and the Olympians is about how the Olympian gods mate with humans. And when they mate with humans, they create demigods. And these demigods are then, what do you call that? Not rounded up in a negative way, but taken to a school where they're trained upon their mother's or father's aspect, their god's parents' aspects.
Oh, you're talking about Percy Jackson?
And there's 3 gods. Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades. They are forbidden to have children, but of course they go and have children anyways. And they're special children because these children are stronger than all the other children. And yeah, they're not supposed to have... They're kind of like the children of the higher gods, and the higher gods are not supposed to. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because that school puts them in categories, puts them in different groups, and that's what I'm getting about the golden children. The blue indigo children, yes, those are also another group. There's all sorts of different groups of children that are awakening for different aspects, and each one is very imperative. Kind of like, oh, I forgot her name, that little girl's name on TikTok. Not Erin, no. I don't remember. She was really tapped in. And the boy, gosh dang, those children are tapped in. They're just like, talking about all these, and the parents, I applaud them. Like, they ask questions, they want to know, they record them, they share this information of what these kids are saying, and it's just phenomenal. Wish I remembered their names.
Okay, so Blossom, did you see what I showed the screen? The Pancure and the ivermectin, and the you can also get them in tablet forms too. There's places that don't need a script that we have information to. And then something recently that just came up, I've got a connection, and they're here in the States, and it's very reasonable as far as price goes. So what's an email that they can reach out to? Or just put the WhatsApp group. They can come into the WhatsApp group and then ask their questions there, and we can give them the information.
Yeah, so the WhatsApp group, the link to the WhatsApp group is in the description of the YouTube video, in the description of the Facebook. I'm not sure if you can go there, though. with the Facebook. But the YouTube, most definitely. You can go to the description and then just press the link. It's, I believe, the first, second, I don't know. You'll see it in there.
Yeah. And that way you can communicate with us and us back with you. Yeah.
And if you're out of the States, that's fine because it's WhatsApp.
Right.
WhatsApp? What's that now?
If you decide to go to the WhatsApp, then please introduce yourself so that we have a name to the number. Okay. Gotta go to bed. Peeps. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Frank.
So we have one more, which is Carrie.
Okay, good, because I'm done.
Mm-hmm. This was fun.
Yeah,
this was a lot of fun.
Carrie, she wants to know what she's missing, and that's basically
Everything.
all she said.
Don't you just love it when the stars just, come out and just like, what?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
You're welcome, Blossom. We're all in this together.
What is it that you're missing? Well, what I'm seeing is that in one of your previous lifetimes, you were swimming in a lake and something dropped out of your pocket, and you've been missing it ever since. Something very close to you. So it was a family heirloom. You're very in tune with the waters, aren't you, Carrie? Because I'm sensing that she was part of the Atlanteans.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're so good at past life regression stuff.
She worked very close with, what do you call that? One of the crystal caregivers.
Oh.
So she was, an apprentice to one of the crystal caregivers, where she would do what the crystal caregivers does, except she would polish the crystals. And while she was polishing one of the crystals, a piece of the crystal fell off and she put it in her pocket. She meant to return it, but she never had a chance to because it fell out of her pocket and she never talked about it. So there's a lot of regret with not being able to return a piece of what was taken, you could say.
So how is that? How is that corrected? How do you get out from under something like that?
I figured this would be a slap in the face. Well, one, this was in a past life. So whatever regret we need to get rid of that, because that regret is no longer hers to hold on to. So we'll clear that lifetime for you. But
Carrie says, oh, that is why I have such a problem with stealing. That regret.
yeah. It brought detachment. It took control of who she was at that time. this lifetime actually brought her to the point to be the real truth teller that she needed to be. Remember the 7 awakens?
Yes.
And one of them being the truth teller?
Yes.
You
Do you need me to go over that?
You can't be a truth teller and spread lies. This had to have happened so she understands the, what do you call that? This had to happen so she understood why being a truth teller is so important. Why telling the truth? Why never lie? Because lying also brings her to the point of, if she even spreads just the smallest lie, she beats herself up to the point to where there's like no return. She like holds on to it and just, just. Does that sound about right?
She's crying. This is so deep for her and very healing for her. So keep going. This is releasing a lot for her. So she's a truth teller.
The next time you're at the water, if you want to release this, touch it and forgive yourself. Carrie, I forgive myself. The old Carrie of the caregiver of the crystal, I forgive myself for this.
That's perfect because the waters have been there for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and it'll move you right to that energy to release.
That crystal has already been found and returned a long time ago. But that regret was still hold on to you because you know that you're the one that lost it.
Yeah, you didn't realize that it was already fixed either.
So you need to go to the water. Well, doesn't have to be now, but when you do that. That's crazy.
Look at how everyone's coming in to provide healing for her. That's so beautiful, family.
Freedom. Restoring control. She had a broken home. Lack of stability. Heartbreak, trauma, grief. All of that. Disappointment. Focus on failure, sadness, regret. All of these are the cards that are coming out for you right now. Now, you just need to plan for the future. Traveling, decisions. 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands. You had the disappointment. You had the lack of the focus of failure, sadness and regret, heartbreak, trauma, grief, depression, broken home, loss of family, divorce, loss of stability. Now comes the freedom, release, restoring control, and detaching from the old story.
You know, I saw this earlier when Lee posted it, but didn't have the opportunity to read it out loud because we were moving on with other things, and then I forgot about it. But now I'm being brought back to it. Lee said, "Be fluid like water," said Bruce Lee.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So that's fluid as in the water. Once you give it an exit, it just flows and empties itself out.
Right.
Be fluid like water. That's very good, Lee. Wow.
This is like what we do with our past life regressions. So if you guys would like one, go ahead and join our WhatsApp group. We will put the link in the WhatsApp group when we get that link. and you guys can sign up for a session and we can do that for you guys. That was amazing. Being able to see just what was happening with that, because it was old. And I just was watching her swimming through the water. It was like a big lake that you couldn't even see from side to side, and she was just in the middle of it, and all you see was like depths of water, and the crystal just falls out and just, goes all the way to the bottom. And there she was trying to swim after it, but it just disappears.
Amazing things happen in water. Do you remember when your sister lost her glasses? And we said, water, bring the glasses back, and the glasses just rose like this on some bubbles, and we grabbed it. That we saw one other time when I asked the gods of the water to bring the dog's ball. And
we were just watching it float. And then suddenly it just came back our way.
Like that. Yeah. No one is, Victoria. They've got us on shutdown because we are doing such deep work. Mm-hmm. And they don't want it to get out to a lot of people. So I'm sorry about that. Shame on them.
Shame on them.
Yeah. Carrie, this, your reading was so delightful to help you heal like that, as it was for everyone that was here. But Carrie had such an enormous release from this. We're so, so grateful to have been a part of that.
And yes, Carrie, that would be one of the reasons why that you're drawn to crystals, but you can't connect to it, because you have that disconnect. You don't want to lose them again. You don't want to lose it again. Because if you touch it, what will happen? Will I lose it again? Will this happen? Will I have this regret? I don't want to feel that pain. So you let us know how you feel after you've done your releasing and letting go of it. Mm-hmm. We would like to hear, what was it? We would like to hear what happens afterwards.
Her results.
Because one of our mods, we did a clearing with her with the runes, and she was like, I have runes, but I just can't look at them anymore. And then when we cleared whatever that was there, she was able to look at the runes and actually, have no negative feelings towards it.
Yeah. There was a lady who came to us. Her children at the time were 2 and 4. And she said, my children aren't old enough for me to hate them, and I hate them. They've done nothing to deserve it. And so we tapped in and found out that she was a baby, what was it called?
A baby farm.
She was a baby farm. Now, what the team showed me was that she was in a room where she was laying on the bed, and she had baby after baby after baby. And many of these babies, when they were born, they were taken and they were empty. And by the time we were done watching, there was this big pile of babies. And so we cleared that from her. And about a month later, right, she contacted us, and she said, it's happening. I'm beginning to feel for my children. It was really beautiful. So
Victoria's like, are you being naughty? Oh, being naughty.
Yeah, but we're always naughty anyways. All right. For everyone who participated and asked questions, I'm going to do a real quick clearing. Soto Toriana Kayato Shono Toriana Shiato. O Loriana Yania Soro Di Kayano Toro Toriati. Regridding your space. Yusotolo Toriana Tachito. Removed all Klingons, readjusting your gold threads and the crystals in your head. Sorry. Okay. Thank you for showing up today with us.
Yes.
This was fun.
Today was a lot of fun. There's a lot of information. There was that past life regression was great.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so the link to a past life regression is also in it's what do you call that? Pinned to the top of the video. And we don't charge. We do accept love offerings, and we appreciate it. That's how we pay our bills too. And so we let you determine what it is that you can afford and what you feel it's worth. And everything's appreciated. So,
You know, we can even do that with some of these diseases in the body too, to help to move the cells along because of the cellular trauma.
mm-hmm.
Because there are some things that happen within a person's lifetime which cause the diseases to manifest physically in the body. So we can even see what's going on with that.
So give me about 20 minutes to make sure I have it in the calendar so that it's synced with the calendar and you can actually make sessions. So yeah, I'll work on that as soon as we say goodbye.
All right. Okay, bye-bye. No.
You're welcome, everyone. Love you all.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, you guys are amazing. Keep moving forward. Keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is you are already on the right path. You just have to make sure that you are doing what is best for you. And remember, when you love thyself, you love others as well. So you don't love others first. You love thyself first. Love thyself to love thy neighbor.